Welcome to the 8th ECG basics class on PR interval. Okay, so here we will be discussing only a small topic, that is one of the condition causing shortening of the PR interval, that is the WPW syndrome. So before going to the topic proper, we will be reviewing what are the normal quantities of a PR interval. So we know that a PR interval represents from the beginning of the P to the beginning of the QRS. So with that we have already explained. Okay, so this bluish area, you can see it start from the beginning of the P up to the beginning of the QRS. That much interval represents the PR interval. Okay, so and this PR interval represents the conduction, that is the AV nodal conduction, and the duration of the PR interval is 120 to 200 millisecond. That is, we know that one small box corresponds to 40 millisecond. So that 120 to 200 mean 120 by 40, that is 3. 200 by 40 mean 5, that is a normal PR interval corresponds to 3 to 5 small boxes. So that if the PR interval is less than 3 small boxes or less than 120 millisecond, we could consider a shortened PR interval. Okay. So we will be discussing what is a WPW or Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. Okay. So this is a pre-excitation syndrome. That is, pre mean prior to, excitation mean ventricular depolarization. That is a ventricular depolarization that is happening prior to a normal ventricular depolarization. So that is what is meant by a pre-excitation syndrome or WPW syndrome. So before going to that, we should know how a normal ventricle is depolarized. Okay, so in this image you can see that in the first picture, this represents the SA node, this is the AV node, this is the bundle of His, then there is the right bundle and a left bundle followed by the Purkinje fibers. Okay, so how the impulses are normally conducted, we could see that. So the impulses which are generated from the SA node reaches the AV node. From the AV node, this impulses will be transmitted to bundle of His. From the bundle of His, they reaches the each ventricle through the right and a left bundle branches. Okay, this is how a normal ventricle is depolarized or a normal QRS is formed. Okay, this is how a normal QRS is formed. But in WPW syndrome, there is an additional pathway called accessory pathway. Okay, so in this image you can see this much represents the accessory pathways. Okay, so this is not seen in the first image, so this is an accessory pathway. The importance of this accessory pathway is that this accessory pathway conducts impulses faster than the normal pathway. Okay, that means from the normal pathway the impulses reach through this, but from the accessory pathway the impulses reach through this. Okay, so this is faster than the normal pathway. Okay, so what will be happening? So the ventricles will be depolarized faster, so that is producing a shorter PR interval. Okay, even though this depolarization reaches the ventricle faster, they cannot be transmitted through our normal conductive pathway. They cannot be transmitted through our normal conductive pathway. So that even though it is faster, the depolarization will be very slow. So what will be the consequence? Assume, so we will be considering a normal QRS. So this is the P, then there will be the QRS complex. Okay, so this is what is happening normally. Okay, but in the case of a WPW syndrome, so first there will be the P wave, so there will be the faster depolarization that will be producing a small PR interval which is followed by the depolarization. So the depolarization will be slow. So the depolarization, even though depolarization is faster, the ventricles will be depolarized slowly. So what will be happening? So that will be resulting in a slow depolar, that will be resulting in a slow depolarization, producing a slurring of the QRS complex, and this slurring of the QRS complex is called a delta wave. So the delta wave is responsible for a shorter PR interval, as well as the PR interval will become broader or more wider than the normal QRS. The QRS complex will become more wider than the normal QRS complex. Okay, so that is what is happening in a WPW syndrome. So in a WPW syndrome, as we have already discussed, the PR interval will be shorter and there will be a delta wave with the wide QRS and T wave changes. So that is what is happening in case of a WPW syndrome. I hope this is very clear. Okay, so there is an example for an ECG. Here you can see, as we have drawn already, the PR interval is much smaller. Okay, it is almost half of a small box, nearly 20 millisecond, followed by, you can see, the slurring of the QRS complex producing a delta wave. Okay, so this is a typical example for a WPW syndrome. Okay, so its management is very important. So all the management details we will be discussing in another chapter. Just like all arrhythmias, it is also managed whether the patient is stable or unstable, and there is also long-term management of WPW syndrome is there. So all that we will be discussing in another session, where we will be discussing the various management of the ECG. So thank you for your patient listening. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.